Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration, whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app. Our team of experts is here for you. Give us a call today. We're here to help.
MF Barbecue. Tasty, juicy, delicious ribs, brisket, and pork. Slow smoked overnight to be done fresh for you Thursdays to Sundays, right here in the South Shore area. Based out of Riverview, we are most often located at the Shell gas station at the corner of McMullen and Boyette Road. But since we are a food truck, we're mobile. Catch us at places like Flooring Master, Peter Ford, or Cigars on the Boulevard. Or even have us cater your next big event, from a graduation party to a birthday, or really just for the hell of it. Come hang out and try a special for the week, such as brisket chili or Texas Twinkies, and maybe even meet a special guest. Find us on Facebook and Google.
This is Captain Teo, the unofficial or official, or I don't know, voted mayor of Apollo Beach, along with our buddy Howard. Because I found out now I'm being usurped. I'm being ousted. I think there's a coup.
Man, you can never lay off your game. You always got to look in front and behind you at all times.
I know.
But as far as I'll always remember, you are the captain and the mayor of Apollo Beach. Good afternoon, evening to everybody, and I want to thank you for taking the time to spend with us on this beautiful Tuesday evening that started as a rough, rainy day. And as usual, in Apollo Beach, it turns into a beautiful evening.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it's like 84 degrees and beautiful. I want to thank everyone in the room with us. I am pleasure to have Captain Teo. We have Isabel with us from
Half Associates.
We have Andresia Petta from
your air filter change company and Waterset Cars and Coffee and Berg.
There you go.
All right.
We have some topics tonight that I'm really in tune with slightly, but I'll let Captain Teo go over that with you. I want to thank Joanne Duran, who is running the show here, and that would be for our friends over at Tampa Bay Sports Magazine. And we also have a disclaimer coming up.
So hey, this is our viewpoint, our personal experiences, recommendations, or whatever. If you fuck around and find out, it's not our fault. Don't hold us responsible because you don't like something we say or do.
This is for
entertainment purposes only,
and also for our neighborhood's awareness of what is possible what can be done. You know,
And hey, and I got to think before we get started on this. Now we cover the disclaimer. I got to thank Pam over the Flip Flop Shops. I'm headed, and by the way, we're going to be gone for a few weeks because I'm
I
headed
want
to
those.
I'm headed to Europe, and
Can you-
I went in to get some nice, comfortable shoes. I got those Olakai shoes, so I can walk around Europe.
Forget the shoes.
And
She sell the cup.
and she's like, "Oh my God, you need a 10." And I'm like a Jimmy Buffett person, right? You know, the boat bum. She's like, "Oh, you need the 10-cup
You need it.
chalice for my rum that I drink." So I picked up my my cup there, and they have some really cool cups. I'm gonna get. They got some yellow, like Arctic or Yeti type in a margarita shape and stuff.
Okay.
So once my truck gets done, I'm gonna be picking up a couple of those to match the truck color.
well, you'll have a pickup as well to pick them up in.
Exactly.
So we are in beautiful Apollo Beach here, and the next show is on July 22nd. We have Captain Teo take a little break.
I'm not back on the 22nd.
All right, the 27th then. 29th.
29th.
29th. That's a little programming note.
I'm like
other Captain
on the
Mayor will
22nd.
be-
I'm like going off the top of the Matterhorn.
and woohoo.
Maybe.
we can get
Maybe.
the other mayor to fill in.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, in case you can't fulfill your obligation as mayor, we will have the backup mayor come in and do the show and also fulfill the obligations until you get back. Also, a big shout out to our friends at Illusion Vodka. They've got a fantastic event coming up that we're going to tell you about a little later. But right now, in the the Pee Wee Playhouse of antiquities here. Say hello to Pee Wee up there.
Yep.
Little homage to him. We have Teo, who has taken the lead on this event going on in our town. Shoot, peeps.
So here's the deal. So years ago, we used to have a Holiday Inn. So when I moved here, it was a Holiday Inn. Then it became a Ramada Inn. We used to hang out on the weekend afternoons at the Tiki Bar. When there was I know nothing about that because I was of age
I know
at
about
that
that.
point. But and so there was a Holiday Inn, right? And it was up for sale. And it got bought. And there was actually a group of us that talked about buying it. It was like $1.3 million or something
I would have got the slide.
at the first one. And I was like, man, we could have like a killer man cave party pad in an abandoned hotel. And then we looked at taxes and insurance, and we're like, no, we can't. So my wife is like, no. So we did, but it went up for sale. It got bought. And now over the years, there's been a lot of speculation on projects. So I met Isabel through Vic at Circles. And
Thank you, Vic.
yep. And I wanted to learn about it because everyone's like, oh, say no to 70 feet. Say we don't need high rises. It's going to be the next Clearwater. So I met Isabel, and she is with the company that's doing the planning and organization.
Correct.
And if we can go back, let's first talk about the lot got sold, and it was going to be condos, and then that project fell through.
Yes. So it went through a zoning amendment after the Ramada. I went through the zoning amendment, and it got approved for 53, 54 condo units or 105 hotel rooms.
Really?
Yeah.
With a restaurant, right? There was a restaurant.
Yeah. I
Two
mean,
stories, I believe.
And-
or were
No, it was
more like 4.
4 stories. Okay.
with
Okay.
parking and then 50 feet total, right?
It was maxed at 50 feet at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
the old one was 2-story.
Right. The old one was 2-story.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the Ramada or something.
Yeah, the old Ramada was 2-story.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It was old
man,
too.
so 105. If you think about 100 units, that's a lot of traffic on the boulevard. With our pothole deal.
Do we
you
know
know?
why the other one? I mean,
I
was
think-
it just mismanaged? I mean, I remember going there
okay,
towards the end
so-
of school.
So
was a little
it needed
broke down a little.
it was really broke
It was a
down.
little broke down,
In 2003, 2002, it was pretty beat up. When we were doing remodel and we stayed there for a few weeks, the restaurant had such terrible problems. I mean, it was the Dolphin and the Manatee. The Tiki Bar had gotten in such disrepair. The rooms were,
Dated.
dude, man, it was like a
Little
Gibsonton
smelly.
Roach Motel. I mean,
Nice.
I mean, it was better than that, but the pool was, I mean, it needed a total redo. And for whatever reason, I mean, when we were staying there, there was like maybe 8 or 10 rooms that were occupied, and this was like January of
Haunted rooms.
2000, 2002, something like that.
Where you would think there'd be a lot more
And
people.
and it should have been packed. And like we went into the restaurant and we're like, let's walk back over to Circles. And that's when Vic had just built Circles. I mean, it was when we first bought the house, it was like a sandwich shop. And then when we went to close on things, he had opened up the first dining room, and there were like 4 tables outside. That's how long ago that was. So it was in disrepair, and I think they wanted to build the condos. So, and it was cheap. I mean, realistically, it seems to me it was like $1.5 million, and I think it ended up going for like $2 million the first
You
time.
may know more.
Yeah.
No more. Yeah.
So it was pretty cheap.
I mean, so are we talking now? Sorry, people against.
So what's the
Are
problem
people
that everyone's
so
having?
so hold on. So
I
then
like the four
so then
story
it got
unit.
sold, and it went for a chunk of change, and the new owners, it's pending. So it just sat because somebody had wanted to build a much taller unit, and then
Well,
the
recession
market
came,
shift,
yeah,
the
the
reset,
market-
the market shifted. So nothing really happened with it. And now there's new people that are interested in building,
Finally.
Yes,
and
finally.
No, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
and they still they're looking at like 50 units, right?
53 units.
50
Same. It's the same.
So
amount.
same number of
So
condos.
hotel condo or condos or
This
hotel.
would be just the condo.
So okay,
Short-term rental or the
No, just a
condo.
just condos.
Yeah.
okay.
So they're thinking about
Well,
doing
no.
residential condos.
residential condos, certainly not short term because of how much money they'd be spending.
Could
Yeah.
they Airbnb
Yes.
them? I'm just wondering.
I think
At this
but-
point, this is way too
so it's
early.
it's total speculation, but they're looking at, I mean, overall the project's about $100 million, right? I mean,
have no
roughly.
financial-
Okay. So the word on the street is they're like going to be like a couple $1 million a unit. So like a $2 million condo. And that's from me, but that's based on some other
So it's
input
a
and stuff
higher
like
end
that. So
place.
it's going to be a
It's a
high end
it's
place.
definitely a high end.
So
place.
you
That's
know the
the goal.
townhomes, villas that are right across the street in front of the lot.
Yeah.
Spanish Mediterranean look.
Yeah, what Las
orange,
Brisas.
with
Yeah.
these Spanish roofs.
Mhm.
This would obviously literally pretty much cover their whole view. But
But it
Are we
was
ta-
already approved for that.
yes,
But
yes,
it's
oh, yeah.
already approved for
Yes,
10
I-
feet.
yeah.
Those are at
All
40
those
feet
people-
or
all those people
38
already
feet.
know that, but what I'm not
So
even
they're-
talking about the view, but some sort of builds like that, or straight up condo.
Oh, so
Because
there,
those are nice villas.
so
They're
there's
3
a
stories
sample.
tall, they're
can we
really
bring that
nice.
up?
Yeah. I mean, so what I did is
Bring up
I
the
was
PDF.
trying to give it an idea of what could work there
Okay.
on the site, because obviously, parking is an issue.
Mhm.
So we said whatever we do, we have to make sure we can park it.
How many? What is it? 2-3 acres exactly?
About 3 acres. Yeah.
Right.
And then, so what we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure we could park it. And then with the parking, we knew that we wanted, between 50 and 54 units. It's 2 spaces per unit. And what was left over would have been for the retail, like the little restaurant. or
Storage?
something.
How
No.
high can they go up there now?
Right now, the zoning is 50 feet. And
So 5 story.
So 4 stories with
4 and a
parking.
parking. on
story in the
bottom,
parking. Yeah, the parking's going to be
Yeah,
at the
bottom ground floor parking.
Right.
Yeah.
Ground floor
makes sense.
parking. Well, especially also with the
Yeah.
elevations.
Yes, and
flood
then
elevation
restaurant
and
parking
everything.
all,
So,
yeah.
you have to build above, the first floor.
Yes.
elevation.
Yes. But they're thinking condos, residential, from what you're telling us, and
yeah,
then
it would be like some kind of an amenity with a pool
And a restaurant.
little restaurant or bar,
Tiki little hangout area.
and then everything above it
I
would
like
be
that.
the condos.
like
Can,
that.
can we show Andre
Yeah.
that?
I do.
We're
like
we're,
that,
we're going to
yeah.
put this up on the screen too, but we can go ahead if you want to. Can you
Yeah,
you can
oh, yeah.
hand that
Okay,
over?
I love that. I love what I
Okay.
see from even here. Okay,
So basically,
that's gonna bring our values up.
we were
Well,
talking about.
This is gonna bring our
you know, the
values up.
thought that occurred to me, because originally I was like kind of against it, but I didn't realize it's already approved for 50 feet. So it's already going to block that view for
Yeah,
those
and
people that are going
and
to
they've had it as
every
long
villa-
as they're possibly going to
they-
have
they got it
but
for
they
free.
knew going in.
Every
it was
it
villa
was
owner
approved
knows
over-
that going
like
in.
15 years ago. It was approved for that. And then what I look at is, we're the redheaded stepchild here, right? So
love this. I love this.
we've had South Tampa
I
after
lived
the
in
hurricane,
Tampa.
you know, they got the claw trucks and stuff to clean up the debris right away. Of course, we didn't. And we kind of just get forgetting about. And I think having a group of high-end
We need
real
that.
estate together, right? I
that.
mean, you got 50 owners together. That adds some pull to our battle with our commissioners that just continue to ignore us.
Do
you
we know anything about dogs?
No, we do not.
Not
Like
yet.
again,
But the
we know-
building right now is what we're focusing on.
right now we're focusing on the building. We know this is a rough, like it's pretty rough out there. So
So this
we're
is
not
all
even-
being proposed now,
this
or
is all being proposed right
okay,
now.
okay.
When do they plan on having this
Okay.
finished?
Oh gosh,
What would
we're-
you?
like I
I'm just
said,
wondering. It's like you know how they
break ground would probably
So-
coming
so-
2028.
So the
Something
sale
like
is
that.
pending based on the
On the
70-foot
approval, yeah.
variance.
Well, it's not a variance. So basically,
Okay.
we're going through the process again. We're asking basically the same thing, but we wanted to go higher. And the reason why we wanted to go higher, the same amount of floors, is just that the ceiling's height right now, 12-foot ceiling
Yeah.
height
Yeah,
is what people want.
yeah.
Correct.
I
And
don't want no 8-foot
in
ceilings.
order to do that, yeah, exactly.
To attract the
Not in a
clientele.
luxury property.
That is what raises up to
Yeah.
higher. But
And,
again,
and if you're building a multi-million-dollar condo, you want the raised
You could
ceilings,
get
you
away
know,
with
compared to
10.
mine.
You could probably get away with 10, but yeah, 12 is nicer.
it is. I mean,
Yeah.
and you see a lot of new homes. That's what they are.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
So Joe, do we have any questions on the chat? I can't really see the chat from here.
I love that. I love that idea.
So I
I
think
love it.
I think the tax point is a big benefit of having that consolidation of tax revenue in Apollo Beach. You know, they always consider us the cheap waterfront. You know, never mind.
we have a $20 million
A,
property.
$1
out now.
million to
Yeah.
me is a lot of freaking money.
That's a lot of money.
And it's a lot of money to most people, and most people can't afford to live on the water. And yeah, $1 million is cheap waterfront, but
Yeah, but when you look up north, a little bit north of us, you get a waterfront place, gorgeous house for $500K.
right.
Down here, it's more money,
Oh,
straight
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't even
You
want
know.
to see what we visited today. Visited some nice properties, say super nice. One was
Sure.
2.2, one was 2.9, and my friend from Michigan, he just was flabbergasted, like mentally. He's like, man, I'm thinking like from Michigan. You tell me a $2.9 million home. He's thinking 4 or 5 acres. How big house?
I mean,
Nothing needs to be done.
You know, I got
again,
I got friends in
waterfront.
Kentucky for
Waterfront's the difference.
right.
for you know the amount of money you can buy stuff for. I mean, we're looking at, you know, we just sold the house in Minnesota, or in the process of selling it, and you know, not waterfront, beautiful home, but you can't compare apple. You know, it's
Yeah.
apples to oranges on the market. I look at this and go, okay, we have some additional, we have a collective group, right? I mean, you have one HOA that's going to be a tight HOA because it's
Yeah,
a
'cause all
condo.
the
It's
new
it's
condo
not like
laws
the
and
Symphony
everything.
Isles or Andalusia, et cetera, where it's a kind of a
I'm-
spread out
I'm
HOA.
sure the construction is going to be.
So what's next?
Yeah.
I guess there's a meeting, a town meeting, and
Right. So right now, so
It was supposed to be like this week or something, right? And it postponed.
We continued it till August. Yeah.
Okay.
And wanted, we met.
Yep.
And then that opened, okay, I can meet people. I can.
Yes, please.
And so that was awesome.
We're for it too. There's a
And-
lot of us that are
Well,
for it.
and you got to respect an organization. So they're looking at the planning, and originally the meeting was supposed to be like next week, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna bummer. She goes, no, we want to meet. They want
We
input.
wanted to- yes.
They want
And
the
so-
input from the neighbors. I mean, dude, I wish my neighbors wanted
You're
my
right.
input
Well, I'm-
before they broke 14 of my sprinkler heads.
I'm going to give you straight input right now. I'm happy with the idea, but please make sure there's something that we can do as non-condo homeowners: restaurant, bar, something.
Right.
That-
Okay.
that, I know
Unfortunately.
you've mentioned that a few times,
Yeah,
but
so we're looking.
but
at-
tell the developers, yes, please make it for all of something.
yeah,
and
if
make
it's a
it all-
gated fortress and it's just going to turn everyone off.
yeah, if it's a,
that's not the.
yeah.
That's not the vision.
yeah,
at
if
all.
it's something we can all go.
Right.
you
And that's
know.
what when we originally looked and the hotel was going down, a lot of the comments was, "Oh, I missed having that place on the water," and I
Even though they
mentioned that,
didn't.
and they're always like, "Yeah," and this is why they wanted the the park.
Something we can go to. and
Man, we
enjoy
spent
that
so
view.
many afternoons at the Tiki Bar at the Ramada or the Holiday Inn. You know, I mean, that was just a way of life. And
I mean, there's places that have pool passes now for outside
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Something of that sort where we can use it as not a homeowner or resident there, but obviously still keep privacy for residents.
Right.
But then I'm all for it.
and I don't see an Airbnb. I mean, somebody goes, "Oh, it's going to be all VRBO." I'm like, okay, at the price point, I'm not seeing it.
Now,
I mean,
Yeah,
call me stupid. I mean,
That's a lot
this
of
is not
dough.
Ritz
you
Carlton.
know, we have
Exactly.
we
It's
we
not
have,
Ritz-Carlton.
we have a
It's
very
someone's house they're
nice
spending a lot of
we have
money
a very
with.
nice
Yeah.
rental home, you know, that's valued $1.5 million, but we bought it for 140, you know, 30 years ago. And so, yeah, it's a rental home and the value has increased, but
The dollar also
but
has not
but I
really
couldn't
increased
buy
much.
I couldn't
No,
I wouldn't
exactly.
ever buy it today and rent it
You
that
can't.
way. People, I mean, at
You're
some
done.
point when it's time to sell or remodel, it'll be non-rental
Yeah.
anymore.
Maybe $350, $400 a night. That's not going to satisfy.
That's not going to cover that for someone.
Well,
let's-
mine without a mortgage is freaking $400 a night.
Let's remind people right now there's
You know?
not much to do in Apollo
I mean, I'm
Beach.
300.
Yeah, it is
I'm
kind of a-
3,200 for
a
7
one-horse
days.
town.
Old Apollo Beach, where the prices of the homes were a lot less money.
Right, but as those remodels and those,
$5,400 a night. But when you're talking to $1 million property, you're not even covering mortgage on
well, you're not covering the mortgage, and you're going to have the HOA. You have the taxes. I mean, that's the thing
Right.
people don't get is the taxes on $1 million, the taxes on $2 million. It's not the taxes on 300 grand, you know. So you have there's serious money that is going into play here, and I look at it and go, you know, if it was a matter of Las Brisas, and I feel bad for those people, but if the matter was that their house was 50 feet, you know, their roof line is 50 feet, and a lot of them have roof patios, right? And the new building's 50 feet, then their view, they still have their view at 50 feet. But the reality is whatever that land was entitled to when Las Brisas
They're
was
done
built,
anyhow.
it was already 10
Correct.
feet high. So
Well,
they've already have a
yeah,
wall
they
in
got
front
a
of them.
bonus 15 years on those.
They
houses.
got a bonus of that.
And obviously, I'm in real estate, so I think about this a lot, and I always try to help my clients with what to look at. If I see a vacant lot that's actively for sale across, and that's my main view as a homeowner potentially buying in the neighborhood, I know one day there could be something there.
We have that. I mean,
You know, there's a vacant lot right next to me. I know one day there's going to be someone that's going to
when
be
we
something in
met, it was a vacant lot.
Yeah.
One of my first parties that you came to,
Yeah.
we parked in the vacant lot because it was a vacant lot. We looked at buying it a couple times. It was out of my price range. But hey, we're going to take a break, hit a couple of our
Yep.
sponsors.
Any questions? Make sure you're ready for us, and we're ready for you. We're going to get back. Hey, Dave, want to say hi to you guys. Kathy, want to say hi to you guys. We appreciate you sticking with us, and we'll be back in about 2.5 minutes. Thanks.
I happen to be here with Aldo, who's in charge and runs the Cars and Coffee here in Waterset, which is a local phenomenon, which is kicking butt here and is a free event. He's going to tell you all about it. Hold tight.
Guys, my name is Aldo. I run the Waterset Cars and Coffee every second Saturday of the month from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're here every second Saturday of the month at the landing in Waterset.
What's it cost, Aldo?
Nothing. Here's the only thing I'm going to ask.
There you
If
go.
like cool cars, cool motorcycles. It doesn't matter if it's a classic, an exotic. It doesn't matter what it is. Come here. We need cool cars and cool people. If you're cool, you got to come over here.
You're welcome here.
Second Saturday of the month. Check it out. We have the food truck. We have White Claw. We have the vendors. Free coffee. We always have
I love the
everything.
Aki. You know I'm a Honda guy.
Yes. So check out the Acura NSXs, the Cybertruck, everything. And guys, follow us. Follow us, Waterset Cars and Coffee, in Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Waterset Cars and Coffee every second Saturday of the month, 8 to 10 a.m. Have a great day, guys.
Check them out on South Shore Live too.
Boom.
Did you know that South Shore Cleaning and Supply is locally owned and operated for over 5 years? Oh, there's Howard the owner. Everyone say hi to Howard. You also might have seen one of their vehicles around town. They offer a variety of cleaning services from carpets to tile and grout, laminate and wood floorings, as well as pet remediation and much more. Call today for a free estimate at 8133642185.
We're back. Welcome everybody back to South Shore Live. I'm here with Captain Teo. I'm Howard the Unknown Drummer, and with a bunch of friends in the room in beautiful Apollo Beach, Florida. Say hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey.
And we have Danielle, and Danielle's in the back cheering us on. And if you haven't had a massage from Danielle, she's awesome.
She's Kid Dynamite.
My wife, I need to change. I need to put like Danielle Lifesaver. So whenever my wife's feeling blue, I can just say, Danielle, go see my wife and take care. And we
wanna
have Kim.
Kim here. Kim, we insure. I got to tell you, she does. We insure. She insures us. That's what do you say that when you claim responsibility of using somebody?
Yeah.
Disclaimer. Thank you very much. So again, we're here in Apollo Beach, and it's South Shore and local topics, local businesses. Teo has a local business. I started South Shore Cleaning and Supply. I've got Andre Ciapetta here with the Air Filter Company and 15 other ventures. One of them is Cars and Coffee, which is coming up next Saturday at 8 o'clock in Waterset here, 8 to 10, runs till about 8:30. It costs nothing. It's a great event. I have to tell you, they've done a lot for the neighborhood. It's something to do. And again, this project too is something to do in the neighborhood. You can't look at the now, you got to look at the future. Not all of us are going to be living here at 5 years from now. There's a bridge in New Jersey when I went to school there. They finished it up 2 years ago. I was in high school when I broke down on it. But now that bridge, even though it was a pain in the butt, is really good. Well, some things have to be built for them to be seen and to see them operate. And you're not asking much for your project.
Thank you. Yeah. So we're planning, we filed for our amendment for the rezoning, and we are going in August. The hearing for the first hearing is the zoning hearing, master hearing.
And where would that hearing be at?
This would be downtown. So
Okay.
at the Hillsborough County Government Center, the boardroom, second floor. And Teo and I were just saying, we're going to post that on Facebook.
Yep, we'll post it there.
All
And
the
then, did you
information.
want to do a town hall meeting or get feedback?
I mean,
I know you guys had talked about that briefly.
we talked about it. Yeah. So I think, we're going to
So
talk a little bit more.
We
I
could
mean,
set something up if
Yeah.
there's questions and answers. I know a lot of people have questions. For me, it was there was a lot of misinformation. Everyone talked about, it's going to be a high rise, it's going to turn into Clearwater Beach, and then I look and go, it's 4 stories with parking.
Right.
And yeah, it's 70 feet, but it's not. And then somebody else goes, it's going to be all Airbnb. And I'm like, I just don't see it
At
being
$2
now,
million, what are you going to pay
dude,
at night?
I don't see the HOA I don't, you know,
Allowing
it
that.
really depends on the HOA and everything. I mean, they could be
a lot of money.
Airbnb, but I don't see Martha, the next door, you know, well, Mrs. Kravitz, wasn't that her name from Bewitched, right?
Yeah.
Mrs. Kravitz.
Kravitz knocking on the door.
They're going to rent it out and I'm going to, you know, I just don't see that. You know, I look at people that purchase that kind of property and I don't see it turning into, you know, a weekend Airbnb party pad. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think that's, I think there's just a lot of misinformation or disinformation, whatever you want to call it, out there, because 70 feet is 5 stories.
And then
You
what
know,
happens-
if you think about it, I mean, it's
Parking
you got parking, you're going to make it. And, you know, we had talked about that because it could be parking. The whole lot could be parking, right? And
We
the
didn't wanna do it,
owner, the
yes.
people that are looking at buying
No,
it,
we didn't wanna
they,
do it
they
up
want to
front.
be really nice
Mhm.
landscaping
Yes.
and
they're
really
integrating
upscale.
parking underneath,
So all
making
the
it
parking
tight.
underneath
Yes.
it would be
We
really
wanted a front, we
landscaping.
wanted landscaping.
It's
We
where a
wanted-
lot of
because,
nice
I mean, it
shade,
gives a nice
too, over there.
beauty.
Yeah.
You know, this is like a view when you drive
Yeah.
down, and that was important to them.
You know, if I
Right.
was in, and don't get me wrong, I'd be kind of upset that I lose my view. But if there was a bigger building and a tidal wave came, I'd be happy that they were in front of me than I was there. I'm just
Oh
saying.
yeah.
Well, there needs
It's-
to be something big at the end of the
Yeah.
road. At the end of the road, at the end of the boulevard,
Has
at
to be
the
a
dead
buffer.
end, there has to be something.
Some-
Wow.
Wow.
Because right now it's
and
just like
I
an
drove all the way
abandoned.
here
It's
for
like a
this.
creeper fence.
It's a
And
chain
people,
link.
and
It's
people,
chain
oh, I
link.
know, and people are like, "Oh, we're gonna lose our sunset." I'm like, dude, it's not yours. I mean, my viewpoint is weird, right? I'm like open minded. I would have loved to have had the extra $400,000 to buy the lot across the street from me, so that no one could have built a house there. And I could have spent 400 grand and paid the taxes and paid
Let
the
it sit
taxes every
empty.
year and let it sit empty so no one could build there. But you know what? I chose not to. And I ended up getting neighbors that, you know, have been a challenge, so to speak.
Well,
So-
we have a question from the controller of the show. What is your question? And speak up loud, please.
There was a question about bring back the pier. They want a pier.
Okay. So,
Wow.
so
Okay.
that pier hasn't been there for like 30 years, right?
I'd have to look at that.
I think that was like early Holiday Inn. I don't remember a pier.
I like the pier.
It's like the Joe
But
Piscopo
there
years.
was a beach. There was a beach
like the
back
pier.
when we first came, the Holiday Inn. And so my grandparents almost bought the house like 4 doors down
you
from
mentioned
us.
this.
A
told me that
couple,
story.
yeah. My grandparents almost bought a model house here in 1973. And that was kind of a trip. But the Holiday Inn, even though it had the rock and stuff, it actually had a beach there, so you could go from the tiki bar and go down to the beach and
That
swim.
might bring tourism.
You know,
And I like
and
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff was going on, but
I think
I don't remember a pier at any time. I think a pier is a possibility, but if you think about people that are going to buy
It's not gonna
that,
make any money though. So there's
it's not going to make any money. But
no.
the kind of owners would have to decide. I think
Public or
do
not
do they
public?
want to spend that kind of money to put a dock in?
But also get all the permitting.
And-
that's
and
getting
and
harder.
that's
it also-
harder.
You got insurance,
And
and
it's
safety,
way
and-
it has to run way out. I mean, when you look at the houses on Surfside, those docks go way out.
yeah,
You know what I
they're
mean?
out.
Like Bill and Melinda Schumacher, you know, their
They're
house, their boat got famous because it got shared in the TikTok videos and stuff because their fishing boat ended up in their backyard next to their pool after Milton,
Yeah.
right? You know, it got blown off the dock and their lift and everything. And you know, that water gets rough. I was out there what 2 nights ago. So
Yeah,
it
I
gets
saw
really
that.
it gets really
Good
rough.
job, Teo.
But I think so. I don't know about up here, and they have no plans now. It is a possibility to have a small restaurant, right? And they're looking at like 4,000 to 7,000 square feet or something. It's
2,500.
2,500. So you're talking like
We reduced it.
60 pot, 60 seat to 80 seat, which would
Indoor,
fall into that,
outdoor,
that-
which would
deal.
fall into the 40,
That's what
40
you're talking
parking
about.
Yeah,
spots.
something like that would be great. I'll be even honest with you. If you ever go to Dunedin down there too, they have those places where the bottom floor is a shop.
Yeah.
Shops,
Yeah.
like little shops.
Yeah.
But
The bottom floor is right on the floor level. See, we have
yeah,
the parking.
You gotta have the parking.
Yeah.
We
There's
have to
only
have
so
the
much we could
parking.
do. I
Yeah,
guess.
you can't do Bahia Mar, you know. I mean, Travis McGee died a long time ago from Fort Lauderdale.
But we need something there, you know. And
Yeah.
you know what? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You can't. You
Well,
have to go by.
You could do the shops if they would let us, if they could go to 100 feet, but then people don't
No,
want that.
Right,
Correct.
no,
That would turn
so
into Miami.
What I was saying
that would
is-
turn into
what I
that.
was saying is, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I have friends that live in that community,
Mhm.
and they live in a beautiful neighborhood, and I feel for them. But at the end of the day,
I lost my
someone's gonna
lost
build
my view 2
someday.
years ago.
Yeah,
And,
You know,
if you
I,
make-
I had a view of fins and circles out my front
Yeah.
door through the vacant lot, and
but the ones only
I
having
could have
the
bought
view
it
at
for
the front
400
lot,
grand.
too.
Right. I
You
didn't.
know?
I could have paid 400 grand and could have saved that view, but I chose not to.
all right, and we had some notes here from some people. Some people are saying keep it at 50 feet.
Okay.
Okay, and
So can I understand why? I asked that in the group the other day. I said, what's the difference between 50 and 70 if the view, and no one responded.
okay, well, they answered. They asked, Apollo Beach does not have a building that tall on the bay.
Okay. So the current one is 40 feet,
Now we get a record. Woohoo!
but it's only 4 stories. I don't see the difference between 50 and 70. If you say 50 to 100, I don't,
20 feet that far is going to be hard to notice.
I just don't see it.
You could always go and lower your ceilings to 8 feet and put on 20 more houses if you wanted to.
Well, what?
You know what I mean? And then you make it more congested. You're
So
being
you
very
got Sunset
accommodating,
Bay.
correct?
What's the condos next to Sunset Bay? The newer ones, but next to Fens.
Villa del Sol.
Yeah. Del Sol.
Villa del Sol.
Del Sol. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Right next to fence.
Right.
Right next door to fence.
So-
Big white
so-
building,
Right.
5
but-
stories tall.
but, you know-
5 or 6. We passed by
So,
it.
so that's about a 10 to 15 foot difference between the two.
So I think those are 4 stories tall. Ground floor parking. Ground floor has a garage.
Three.
But,
But
the penthouse is too.
but hold on. My point is if you look at Sunset Bay and Villa del Sol or whatever that is, the height difference is about 10 to 15 feet, and it's not, and you don't notice it.
Unless you have a measuring tape.
Yeah,
Up there.
you
No.
don't notice it. If you look at it, they're the same size, but when you're on the water, it clearly is. I looked at that the other night when I went out there.
Okay.
Oh, good. The Pop-Tart. Yeah, because I was there this morning, Joel, and I was annoyed because I didn't get my insurer. I know that it was insurer, and you mistakenly posted that, and I didn't get my cookies and cream Pop-Tart. So,
All right.
yeah, Joel, and you would know about the pier because you were here back then. Okay, so it's 4.
No.
In the garage, you have a first floor, second floor, third floor.
So that's 3 stories to 4 stories. So it's a 3 to 4 stories.
Conflictual though, because I'm looking at a picture now. So ground floor, and then I got 1 story there, 2 story there, 3 story there, and then I think the penthouse is like 2 stories.
Yeah.
Tall, I think.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that would make it here. There's a building right there. I think that'll put it at 5. Take a look, just to kind of give you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think the
Right.
ground floor.
So those are 50 feet now.
Yeah, ground floor. Then you have 3 stories of floors, and then a penthouse is 2 stories.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
then their ceilings are short.
yeah. And and you see the ceiling?
Yeah.
4-story building.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 story, but the 5th floor has the roof. Has
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
yeah, but rooftop doesn't
Rooftops
count.
and- Yeah, that's a rooftop. You're
Don't
right.
count because it's not enclosed and it's
I don't
not
know though, because
air-conditioned.
that looks like an enclosed unit
That
right there.
doesn't
See?
matter.
Yeah.
No,
Part of it is.
it might be a second, like two bedrooms or something.
Okay. So
I don't know, but they're beautiful.
So okay, so the argument is there's nothing that tall.
But it's pretty darn close.
with
Okay, so
with an attitude like that, we would have never made it to the moon.
well, but look at you're talking about something that's beautiful.
I'm
not.
just saying
It's
in
not
general.
it's not a high rise looking thing.
You know,
So what are the other comments or questions? So I'll give that a push. Is okay.
what cigar are you smoking, Teo?
Oh, I'm smoking a Gurkha America.
I
Okay.
have a height,
Yeah.
56 feet.
So it's 56 feet.
According to Google, it is 56 feet.
So you're only talking 14 feet higher than what's already here. That's one that's
What is
that's the difference of my roof versus my neighbor's roof because I have that hip roof at the high steep.
You know, there's always going to be one a little higher.
Yeah.
I mean, when you buy
Well,
a new
wasn't
computer,
it the
the next
Chrysler
week there's a
building?
new
Wasn't
computer.
the Chrysler building that had to add the spire to
Spire
be
to
taller
top,
than the
and then
other
on
one?
top of the
Yeah,
spire, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yep. All right. So if you have any questions, you can go to the public hearing, and then after that, what else is available? You want to do a town hall or something going on?
Well, I don't know. I mean, first, I'm going to put the information on the Facebook.
Okay.
I'll put my contact information. If somebody wants to reach out, and if I feel like, okay, we need to have a town hall or something like that, I'm definitely open for that. But yeah, this was our first, stop.
I just so
How tall is
when
the
we
water
met-
tower? Good call.
Oh, let me find out.
That's actually a good thing.
I want to.
But-
want to thank you.
Oh,
I mean,
and thank
absolutely,
you
all of
because
you.
originally I just heard the banter and I'm like, oh, we can't do that. We got to jump on the bandwagon. It's not. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so it's already approved for 50 feet. And then my first question was, how tall are those condos there? And I found out that they're like 40 feet, 38, 40 feet. So the view was going to be shot anyway.
140 feet on the water tower.
The water
So the
tower.
water tower is twice as tall as what they want to do.
And there's no entertainment.
And
there.
by the way, it is a hell of a walk up those steps. Not that I would know. And you now have to have a battery powered grinder to get past the welded
yeah.
lock because somebody welded that lock shut, I heard, on the top of the water tower.
It's funny how that happens.
But if there's any other questions, so hey, I want to thank you. We're gonna have our next guest on, so stay tuned on that. We will any questions and whatever, you and I will be in touch. And I talked to Vic. Vic is also, he thinks it's a positive. Vic at Circles, the owner of Circles and the marina there. He was like, I think it's a positive. You
How
know,
could it not?
it brings revenue to the area.
Value and
It
worth.
adds a lot of street cred to Apollo Beach. You know, we've been the redhead stepchild for so long.
Easy.
The commissioners blow us off and we don't get anything for our tax dollars, and we contribute a boatload of tax money. And I think having a large project like this that's tastefully done, and you're talking 5 stories. It's not like it's 30 stories. It's not like it's 20 stories. It's not Clearwater Beach condos.
No,
and
we're
we are-
excited.
And I was happy that you were able to share this kind of information.
Yes,
So
and I feel, and I'm sure they feel welcome and they appreciate that a lot. So
South Shore Live invites you, and we invite everyone to
you.
donate to our cause of buying one of these condos to do the next video. Data. And at only 2.2-ish, if only 10 people gave us 200K, that'd be great. So right now we're going to take a break. Up.
We want to know, has anyone climbed to the top of the tower with a stuffed ape by chance?
And with that, you're going to have to come back and find out.
Up? No, I don't know. I don't know who climbed up it with the ape, but somebody did rescue the ape.
The ape, I did. See
I need to
pictures
get
of.
the ape back. It's
It
in
was in rough shape, dude.
Vaughn. It was in Vaughn's garage and it got flooded.
Oh, no.
Because I got tired of moving it in my house. My wife was like, I'm tired of the ape. But I do know that, twice it was rescued from the top of the water tower. And it's tough to do with a cigar, is what I've heard. Because it would be illegal to climb to the top of the water tower. And that's where that disclaimer comes in.
You're
But-
welcome to come back and even remotely
Yes.
if you want to discuss, and we can have other people. Maybe we have the other end people who are
Sure.
unhappy with it. You
Yeah,
call in
Craig
for
and
them.
Colleen, and we can do
have
that.
them and counterpoint that bad boy. So we're going to take a break right now. Stick around with us for about 2 minutes, and we will come back with our friends who are going to show you some magnificent stuff that they make.
South Shore, where the sun shines, golf carts roam, and accidents happen. But your roof, that should be the least of your worries. Steadfast Roofing brings you the best roofing systems, providing you protection even against the toughest storms. For a roof that stands strong through anything, choose Steadfast. Get the protection you deserve. Call now for your free inspection.
Yay? Yay. Happy yay?
MF Barbecue. Tasty, juicy, delicious ribs, brisket, and pork. Slow smoked overnight to be done fresh for you Thursdays to Sundays, right here in the South Shore area. Based out of Riverview, we are most often located at the Shell gas station at the corner of McMullen and Boyette Road. But since we are a food truck, we're mobile. Catch us at places like Flooring Master, Peter Ford, or Cigars on the Boulevard. Or even have us cater your next big event, from a graduation party to a birthday, or really just for the hell of it. Come hang out and try a special for the week, such as brisket chili or Texas Twinkies, and maybe even meet a special guest. Find us on Facebook and Google.
Talking about the project here that is going to be happening either way at Apollo Beach Boulevard. And what's up with the two cameras, Joe? I'm just wondering.
Because I can't see him without the second.
Well,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Well, one's got to be brightened up. So
We'll
we gotta
take care
work
of
on
that.
Yep. So in the
That extra
meanwhile,
light.
we have
That's
our
all right.
new guest tonight. We have Xavier, which we go back really long, and his wife, Nisha, from Artisan Crafts. And they actually produce some of the finest digital transfer art to shirts and all sorts of things and add specialties that I've seen. Years ago, I was in the embroidery business. I was in the screen business. It's a very, very, it's a business that a lot of work is done, but it doesn't have much of an eye to it. Their work is so incredible as far as the detail that they put in, the sharpness. And I'm not just saying that. Even the first things that you showed me like about a year ago, they were just off the chart. And the technology this guy has in his garage is ridiculous. It's state of the art.
Okay.
It's not like one Zippo machine and boom, 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 boom. They have everything to do all the things that you see here on the table. I'm just prefacing that they do magnificent work.
Okay.
So with that being said,
we already talked because we got to do a South Shore Live
hat.
freaking fedora for me because that's like
What about me?
my style. Well, I don't know what your
a
style is.
visor.
You have a visor
Yeah, we'll do a South Shore
with the
Live
fake
visor.
hair. With the fake hair.
Hey, now I
Okay.
got the real hair, man. I'm paying good money for that hair, Taya.
Well, we brought you something.
Oh,
I hope it's not fake hair. So first of all, tell everybody who you are and what you guys do.
So, my name is Neisha Pagan with my husband Xavier Cardona. We own Artisan Crafts. It's a local shop that we do custom made products. We can do everything from tumblers.
and how long have you guys been in business?
So we started in 2021.
Okay,
December.
so 4 years, and you're married and work together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, man. We need to buy you guys a beer because, like, I couldn't work like a week with my wife. We'd like kill each other. So I commend you on that. I'm just saying. No, so that's impressive. That's cool. And do you got? Are you local? Do you live here locally?
We come from Puerto Rico, but we've been
Hence
living
the
here
Puerto Rican
in. Yeah, I speak Spanish, so perdonen. If
Xavier
I
doesn't speak
mispronounce
much.
Some words.
I try not to.
Yeah.
It's better that way.
That's how they stay married.
Cool.
So, but we've been living here in Apollo Beach area 5 years ago.
Okay. Cool. Welcome to our drinking village with a boating problem.
Thank you.
So tell us some about some of the products you make
Yeah.
and a little bit about the company.
So sure, I started Artisan Craft as a hobby initially. For fun after work. We both come from the IT industry. We are he's assistant administrator. I'm a database architect. So we work 9 to 5 with data, databases, and systems. So after that, we wanted to do something fun, something for ourselves.
Okay.
And that's why I started this as a hobby for me, for my family. And soon after, it spread out because my family and friends started supporting my business. And people here locally from Apollo Beach and Waterset as well, starting requesting custom-made products such as shirts, for example, tumblers. So
Can somebody make a shirt for a birthday? I have friends coming in. All of a sudden, it starts rolling up on you, huh?
yes, absolutely. So the business eventually grew up in a form that we decided, to put it in a higher level, more robust. We started to invest in more industrial grade equipment.
Yeah. Direct to garment.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy stuff to have at your house.
So we
That's an
started
investment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, when you think about it, just one piece that's pretty specialized can be easily $5,000-$10,000.
Right.
And a
right.
blink. It's
More
not
of
like
the-
it's a toaster or a frying pan to cook food that you can do fire and this and that and be in there for $25. You're at $5K before you even put a shirt in.
I think that's kind of the misnomer is people like you can get a Cricut for like what $400 or $500
Yeah.
and cut some vinyl, but it's not going to do the same quality. You can't do the industrial
If you had
strength
1,000
stuff.
Crickets, you could.
Right.
Yeah.
But and it's like a 3D printer, you can get a cool 3D printer
Yeah.
for $400 now, but if you're going to print
a bumper,
something, you're
Yeah.
well, we were making convertible parts the other day.
Yeah. But I mean-
Trim parts for the
But look
the
at the size.
909
Look at the
vet.
size of the stuff they can make.
This thing is cool. So
Yeah.
is that made out of
An
plastic?
MDF. It's
Okay.
Wood art. We use a CO2 fiber, CO2 laser machine.
Okay.
A laser.
So
Yeah.
can you make? So I'm building a convertible pickup truck,
Uh-huh.
and I think I need to do like a cross cigar thing
Yeah.
on my tailgate, but it would have to be like plastic or something,
Like
that
a-
with adhesive.
Like a vinyl sticker for.
Well, I don't want it to really be a sticker because I have that on my boat already.
Uh-huh.
It's
But
like
but I'm thinking like a
3D kind of bad boy.
3D. I saw one on Facebook the other day. I started the ad, and it's like I have on my one car. I have like the little FJB edition. This is a decal. But I think a crisscross cigar with the smoke coming off would look good for my logo because I'm ditching all the old style logos.
See, well, what's nice about what they do is they can do one-offs. They don't-
Right.
It's not like, oh, your minimum's 144. Really? I only need 6. So having the technology and having the ability to give the same quality it's what's very unique.
Yeah.
From pens, you think about everyone has pens, and don't get me wrong, but I don't need 1,000 pens. Can you make me 24 pens that say "Happy Birthday, Bunny"? You know, and you know they can do all that, packaging it all up. I'm sure as gift bags and stuff like that as well.
Yes, and if the customer needs something unique, like embedded, like a picture of their grandma or a family member that maybe
Totally digital.
we can convert it to life. You know, we can create
That's
something
cool.
unique, and we can do. I started actually using a Cricut machine, but as I mentioned, our business evolved. So now we have multiple fiber laser, CO2 laser. We have a DTF printer machine, industrial printer machine. So we can also have the ability now to supply to others, entrepreneurs or other business people as well. So we supply them as well, not only regular customer, but also
So
business.
somebody says, "Hey, you know, I do my own pressing, but can you make me 100 of these?"
Yes.
No problem.
Yes, correct.
Which is great because I've been noticing a lot of the big companies online have been offering that as well on TV, and they've been realizing that people have a lot of the apparatus, but they don't have the digital technology to get them to the end. So why don't I provide them with the blank, which is already done, and get them there, and that's another aspect of their business,
Right.
rather
right.
than being, oh, they're my competition.
Right, and one thing that really stands out in the business, because we have other team members and other business partner that performs the same as we do, but the thing that stand out us more is that we come from the IT, so
Sure.
everything that is quality of the images, quality of the products, quality of the brand.
The stickers I got from you,
Mhm.
again, another disclaimer. I try to support the businesses that come on here. They're amazing. Even people now that they say your stickers are great. Something that I like to hear, because when I do good work, I like to associate myself with good product. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, cool.
So
You know,
can you
validated the
so
product.
you have the laser engraving?
Yes.
So can you engrave
Laser.
liquor bottles?
Yes.
Oh man, we're back on.
We
Talking
do a lot
about-
of things. I want to show you this. If you can present to everybody as well. I hope you enjoy it.
Presenting. We've been presented.
Yeah. First, start with the hat.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much. The Good Morning Don't Be a Shitty Person hat. I'm
Oh, that's perfect.
that, you know what? Thank you. Thank you. I feel like Johnny Carson here. Hello.
And we know that you are a very fan of the Buccaneers.
I am a fan of the Buccaneers. and I cannot now again, these are all artist interpretations. They
Oh, I got the yawn. Sorry. Oops. Oh, I'm not bored.
the quality is ridiculous. Go Bucks. XL, be nice. I'm down to a medium, guys, but it,
Dude, how are you doing? You're giving me like XLs. I'm still like a 3XL. I mean, I've
I'm
shrunk it,
a
but,
medium ripped. We're gonna show it around. Go Bucks. Thank you very much. It will go to a game this year.
Oh, and the cup.
Now they want me to drink. Teo, well, I have to tell you, since I don't wear hats, I think, Teo, would you take the honor of wearing that hat?
Oh, I
more
will.
often?
You know what? I'm going to wear that at the top of the Eiffel Tower, or when I have my private dinner at Versailles. You know, I rented
Thank you.
Versailles Palace for the night for dinner. Okay, no, I didn't. That was way
Thank
too
you so
expensive,
much.
but the
Don't wear
concept was
hats.
good.
Need to breathe.
Thank you.
My friends are coming. My traders are coming back.
But you don't
Chemically
sell it.
coming
You don't
back.
want-
So hopefully in another 3-4 months I'll have my wispy. I'll have the whole band back together.
There you go.
It's kind of like it's a super group. They all we had a great band, and then we all went our separate ways, and then we all needed money again, so we started touring again. And now some of the guys are back in the band. So that's the way I equate my hair growth. Guys, I can't thank you enough for this. And I got to tell you, the work that you guys do is amazing in the neighborhood. If people don't know your work, they know your work because everyone champions your work.
And we have their website or their contact information up on the screen, I think, right? Oh, it's coming up behind us. Okay, up there we go.
Yes. You can follow us on artisancraft.com or artisan.com.
Now,
Either way, you can find us.
What are your lead times? As far as I need a shirt or I need 6 shirts, what kind of
Well,
lead time?
it depends on the bulk load, but for example, we can have it same day or the day after, next day.
So you have inventory of cups. You
Yes.
have inventory of shirts.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So if someone wanted, let's say, like a blue medium, I need 6 of them, and this and that, you got them.
That is correct. Yes.
So you have that 3-car garage you always wanted.
Yeah.
The lady in the back. Question, please.
Do you make like the margarita tumblers and those kind of things?
Any design that you want, I can create it for you.
Okay, so let's go down the list of stuff you make. You make hats, shirts, cups, tumblers, wall art, pens. I guess you can make shorts. like
Shorts, any
sneakers,
type of apparel.
any
yeah.
type of apparel.
I know I'm all over that fedora.
Sneakers.
Teo's in love. Can you do banners and stuff for businesses?
Yes, banners, wood signs, acrylic signs.
Okay, so vinyl decals.
Well, I might need to double check on that because I provide stickers, but if it's like for example for cars or for a wall, I might need to double check that. Yeah, because I don't own like a machine for that, for the vinyl decals.
But if somebody wanted something in that vein or maybe a car wrapping, you know somebody in that field because
Yes.
it's all graphic related.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
What are you playing over there, Nintendo?
No,
See, I need that.
All right, he's going deep here.
Yeah. So we also do business.
I can help you with
Wood sign.
Well, don't show me, show these
Truck's
guys.
going to paint in the next day.
So if your
yeah.
business would like a signage, they do signage for you guys. How big can you go?
If you have a business like sign, then we can make it in wood.
What is you
If-
can just go right into that camera.
Also, if the business needs, let's say, for example, to create like their own logo or create business
full
cards.
digital design services, logo design,
Yep.
marketing design as far as
Yes.
their supplies, their color schemes, their shirts,
Yes.
everything to tighten them up.
Everything. Yeah.
Cool.
Multiple layers, 3-layer, 4-layer, whatever you want. We can do any signs.
So now you
Cool.
both pretty much stepped away from your day jobs
That is
to
correct.
run, and that's the American dream.
Yeah.
When you think about that, you work. I'm sure sometimes you can't sleep. You go out to the garage and you just start working for hours and hours, and then and that's your time, and that's what some people would love to do. And business is steady,
Yes.
steady enough for you.
Yes, it's paying the house.
Yeah.
So you're both from Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Okay. And you met in Puerto Rico?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
They met on Waterset Uncensored.
Yeah, there you go.
Bow chicken wow wow. So again, they are one of our proud Waterset residents and entrepreneurs here. I've known them for years. If you ever need any of these products, they're always just when you go on Peeps or you go on the community page or you go on the Apollo Beach Clothes Group and people ask, there's lots of choices and there's lots of good people who do work out there, but they're a full service shop. And I can't stress to you what that does more as far as getting your product in a timely manner and also a local place that is accountable. It's kind of far away when it's 72 hours away when you got to make the phone call and they're still closed.
Right.
You know,
If you search for us on Google, you will see our stores open 24/7.
well, welcome to the cleaning business.
Hey, so we can message you at 3 a.m.
Oh yes, and I will definitely be awake.
You guys have any promos or special going on that you want to tell anybody? Like buy 12 shirts, get one free?
Oh yeah, we can create bundles. Let's say, for example, for an entrepreneur or merchandise, for example, we can create like a bulk order. We can include shirts, the hats, the pens, signs, business cards. You know, you name it. We can prepare something for you, totally different and unique.
Well, Teo, you can place your order after the show.
Will do.
And then we're going to take a tiny little break. We're going to bring Andre in here to finish off about cars and coffee. And also, he had a little subject he wanted to mention, which I wrote down
Yeah,
earlier.
we got a
We're gonna
crank
bring it up.
too. Yeah.
And thank you very much for coming on board. And you're welcome to come anytime on the show and show whatever new stuff you got.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Artisancrafts.com, or you can reach out to 56-227-2001 or via email as well. 656-227-2001.
Andre, I think that little teddy bear outfit's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
So if the business needs also DTF supply or anything like that, you can reach out to us and we can create something for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Most of our
Oh,
customers.
someone wants to talk about this here. Let's go. We just want to this dock thing. I have no idea. We're
Okay.
past that? All right, we're past that.
All right. Well, cool. Hey, thanks to our sponsors. We're going to hit a couple commercials and we'll be right back. So thanks for joining us and thank you guys for
Thank you,
joining
guys.
us.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Okay,
invite.
we'll be right back.
The Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration. Whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app, our team of experts is here for you. Give us a call today. We're here to help.
I happen to be here with Aldo, who's in charge and runs the Cars and Coffee here in Waterset, which is a local phenomenon, which is kicking butt here and is a free event. He's going to tell you all about it. Hold tight.
Guys, my name is Aldo. I run the Waterset Cars and Coffee every second Saturday of the month from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're here every second Saturday of the month at the landing in Waterset.
What's it cost, Aldo?
Nothing. Here's the only thing I'm going to ask.
There you go.
If you like cool cars, cool motorcycles. It doesn't matter if it's a classic and exotic. It doesn't matter what it is. Come here. We need cool cars and cool people. If you're cool, you got to come over here.
You're welcome
every
here.
Second Saturday of the month. Check it out. We have the food truck. We have White Claw. We have the vendors. Free coffee. We always have
I love the
everything.
Aki. You know I'm a Honda guy.
Yes, yes. So check out the Acura NSXs, the Cybertruck, everything. And guys, follow us. Follow us, Waterset Cars and Coffee, in Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Waterset Cars and Coffee every second Saturday of the month, 8 to 10 a.m. Have a great day, guys.
Check him out on South Shore Live, too.
Boom.
Hey, so we're back, everybody. I want to thank, first of all, Isabel for coming out here to talk about the Apollo Beach project. Also, our friends at Artisan Crafts. Wow, they make some great stuff. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Also, a little program note. Teo will be gone for a few weeks. I might run a show, maybe if I'm bored one night with Andre, but we might change the tone a little bit. It might be a
There
little
you go.
cloudier.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
And we just
How
want
does
to
it get
mention.
more cloudier than me puffing on cigars?
Well, it's possible. There's devices for that. Also, we have the Good Morning, Don't Be a Shitty Person t-shirt that you can get at the co-op. Head over there. There's all different ones for you to choose from, different sizes, different colors, and also 2 Cars and Coffee. That's why we have Andre here. And then tell us about Cars and Coffee this weekend.
Yeah, so we have Cars and Coffee second Saturday of
Yeah,
every
man.
month.
I think I'm gonna be ready for August, man.
8 to 10, but the cars do show up around 7:30. You said August? You think you'll be ready?
Yeah, she's rolling to paint this week.
Good.
And then I'm gone for 3 weeks.
I gotta
so it should
get
be
some
done
of
when it's
mine
done.
too. I gotta get some of mine too, but it's not this Saturday, Howard.
It's next Saturday.
It's the second Saturday.
Second
Oh, and I'm
Saturday.
gone. I'm
that's
gone
the
anyway.
12th.
Yeah, I'm already
That's the
freaking. I'll be in Paris drinking champagne on top of the Eiffel Tower.
And I'm gonna have a puppy party.
Man, I'd rather go to
Yeah.
those parties.
So Andre's gonna come over and we're gonna have a puppy. So yeah, we're having a bunch of puppies over here. I've always said to myself I wanted my own kennel for 2 weeks. But I'll tell you, they're gonna be fun, and I love them all, and we have fun. So we have that going on, and also too a big event going on. Bob and Illusion Vodka is having his Halloween
in July.
and that's at Lazy Gator, July 13th. It's a $10 cover charge, but trust me, it is much.
Oh, they got so much stuff planned, and some of my magician
Your
buddies
buddies are gonna
are
be there.
playing. Yeah, I'm like super bummed I'm out of town because a lot of guys I performed with over the years from the magician community are planning on coming. So there's going to be a lot of some pretty cool music, some pretty cool magic, and some awesome cocktails. So.
And he's got he's got a few bands there. He's got comedians coming, and he's got magicians walking the floor from 2 to, I think it's from like 2 to 9, 2 to 10. It's,
Yeah.
You should get your tickets now, and then after that, he's gonna have an overflow party. It's gonna be live via streamed. He's having prizes that he's giving out: best dress, best vehicle that shows up dressed up.
Oh man, maybe those Flintstone people could, decorate their smart car again, and then sue the Lazy Gator
Well,
for not winning.
I was thinking that we will be back July 29th for our next show.
2 to 9.
Oh, it's 2 to 9.
2 to 9,
Well,
which is
well,
also July 29th. Will be our
29th.
last
Thank you.
show.
That's the way
Our
I'm
next
thinking.
show.
I was also thinking too that if they made it a golf cart place at the bottom of
Yeah.
Apollo Beach, there'd be no one would be bitching about it.
Right.
If it was golf cart accessory, because everyone's got a golf cart down there.
I know.
So if they would,
have a
I'm
golf
going to
cart,
mention that to her. I'm going to say, if you go like you're 70 feet and say it's golf cart accessible, you'll have a lot more people being happy about this thing.
Yep.
Somewhere they could drive their golf cart to.
I'm just gonna say this, and I have to say it because
Say
I feel
it,
bad.
say
You
it,
can't
brother.
make everyone happy. I have
I
a
know.
dear friend that lives in that building, so I feel for that friend if the view is gone. I got stuff going on in my neighborhood too, but you just can't make everybody
Yeah,
happy.
you
Unfortunately.
I view, and this is my fault because of my business, right? And I grew up, my father instilled on this stuff, and I always look at it as you could have bought the lot.
Yeah.
If if that's the view you
Really?
wanted, you could have bought the
Really?
lot.
Really?
And it kind of annoys me. I mean, some people were really on my case about how can you support it, and I'm like, I look at it and go, it's $100 million
thinking
of
progression.
revenue
I'm progression. Right
to
there.
South County in the
Here's-
tax coffers.
I grabbed a mic. Here's the other thing. If you are any kind of homeowner, and I was even before I was a realtor,
Homeowner.
when we bought our second home in Newtown, Pennsylvania,
Easy.
I personally looked at all the surrounding area to find out what possibly could happen.
Sure.
So when we moved here to Tampa Bay and we moved to Apollo Beach and we moved in Waterset,
We knew.
I did the same thing. I looked at what possibly could be. I knew that maybe it wasn't going to be a Home Depot, but it is a Home Depot distribution center.
Could have been a super Target.
I
Who knew?
knew what could be. So when you buy a home as a homeowner, I'm going to tell you this as a realtor and as a person and as somebody who's bought multiple homes. You look at what could be. that has always had a sign
Always.
that
always.
has said there's going to be condos.
There's going to be something here.
I purposely didn't want to buy there because I knew something would eventually obstruct
We looked
my
over there.
view.
Yeah.
We looked, and I said, I'm not going to spend all this money. And 10 years from now, something has struck my view. And guess what? It's 11 years later. Something is going to obstruct your view. So as
Yeah.
much as I kind of feel bad for you, I kind of don't, because it's about knowing
Got you.
what's available to you. So here's my thing. Give me a call, sell your townhouse now before the things go up, and get out and move to where you want to
Everything
be.
does go up.
Yeah.
Now we
It's that simple.
we can talk about something else though. Maybe
Y'all
that
can
this
call
would
me.
be another topic. Walmart.
Oh boy.
So,
Dude, you have
So-
no idea how happy Walmart is behind my neighborhood.
What's
Like,
the
it's
neighborhood
amazing.
across the street again from
It's
Mirror Bay?
Harbor Isle.
Harbor Isle. And there's some homes back there
Right in the
that
back.
you would never even know existed. And
Those,
Right.
For
the
41.
funny thing is, Harbor Isles, their most expensive homes are now backing a Walmart.
Walmart.
So that
And-
one
and-
you can't almost even pre-plan. That one
No,
you can't.
you,
This
you know,
one,
so
you see
so you know that was Mr. Kim's lot, and you know it was a nursery.
It was.
Yeah, Mr. Kim owned
Mr.
a bunch
Kim
of that
is
stuff.
ballin'.
Oh yeah.
Go
He's
Mr. Kim.
yeah.
Go
He
Kim,
was smart,
go
man.
Kim.
Well,
Go
he
Kim,
owned the
go Kim,
Finn's
go
lot too, where
I know
Finn's
he
is at.
owned multiple lots.
He bought a lot of property.
He's gonna buy one of
And,
those condos.
Oh yeah, maybe he'll the
Top one.
penthouse. But no, you know, you look at it and go, when we moved here, I mean, we bought here, and we looked from. I was looking for waterfront from Orient for sailboat water from Oriental, North Carolina, right, the Outer Banks, all the way down around the Keys, and then up the Gulf, all the way to Galveston. And Apollo Beach was the last place where sailboat water and powerboat water was the same price, right? Now, this is 25 years ago. And I looked at it, and at the time, I had friends that they had a house like ours is now, right? In the 7 Isles of Fort Lauderdale. And it was, people were buying based on the front footage, right? If it was sailboat water, it was $2,000 a foot. Powerboat water was $1,200 a foot. And it didn't matter what the house was.
The property.
It was, they were paying $2 million for a lot.
Yeah.
Regardless of the house, and they were tearing it down. This is 25 years ago, and they would tear it down and build their McMansions. And I'm like, this is what's going to happen in 20 to 30 years in Apollo Beach.
Well, we got those
Right?
townhomes in Apollo Beach, the new construction,
Right.
the 2 buildings. I think
Right.
there's 4 in each building.
Yeah.
Those are what, 4 or 5 stories?
Yeah.
That was a city involved.
That's the
scenario,
thing.
too, I
Well,
think.
yeah,
There was
because
There's a
well,
lot that has happened.
and the parking
Progression,
wasn't
though.
an issue. But you know, here's the deal: there's only so much waterfront, and this is going to happen. Now, our community, I don't think we're going to become a Clearwater Beach, as some people have
no,
said
never.
No,
in my lifetime.
Siesta Key,
Um,
never. None of that.
I just don't see that. You know,
This is a
our other
residential-
house in Jekyll Island, we have all these restrictions, right? So you can't build a McMansion. You know, it takes 15 years to build a McMansion, because you have a 5-year window of so much money. But even then, that being in a state park, they're tearing down hotels and building, 4 stories condos and stuff like that. But we don't own that land, and it's happening. Do I like it? No. Does it affect my home value? Well, yeah, it has gone up about $400
There
grand.
you
So
So here's
it's not a bad thing, and I think having the taxable revenue adds to it. I think it's going to help us get Apollo Beach Boulevard done. I don't see Apollo. I mean, this whole Apollo Beach Boulevard to 1 lane. I think the county commissioners should stick their head up their ass because it's already there. Well, it's going to stay 2 lanes.
They need to widen it.
Once enough people bitch,
yeah, it really needs to be
they're
widened.
like, well, that we're not for that. Well, but that's how they led that whole town hall meeting, which wasn't a town hall meeting.
Also wasn't very well
Yeah,
advertised.
well, let me ask these town hall meetings.
Well, it wasn't advertised at all.
What type of attendance usually comes at?
Or town hall
So,
meeting?
so I've been
Hit
to
or
a few.
miss?
I've been to a few. The problem is they're specifically targeted towards not letting anybody know. You know, if you look at
They
the
make it
signs,
hard.
The signage? Oh, yeah.
so when they did the Apollo Beach Boulevard discussion, They had the sign up for their minimum 2 weeks, right? The problem was is they had 2 signs in all of Apollo Beach. One was by the elementary school coming from the power station, right? So only if you got off on Big Bend over and came around to Dickman Road did you ever see that sign, right?
Yeah.
If you drove in, if you went north, which is what we do, it was on our left-hand side facing the other way. So you never saw that sign. The other place they put it, which by the way, any of us that have been here a long time, if we're going to go to south on 41 from OG Apollo Beach, you don't go to the shitstorm 41 Boulevard.
No.
You bail at Fairway and then circle around the back of the golf cars, the course that used to be there, and either go Miller Mac or come out at, Latitudes, Tangle Me Not, that Mirror Bay Shopping Plaza, whatever that road, Leasley Road or whatever. So you do, Golf and Sea to Leasley to come out. So, and the sign was such an angle that only if you were in the left-hand turn lane could you see it. So if you were going straight, you couldn't see the sign. If you were turning north,
it was deceptive.
You couldn't see it. So they had purposely set those signs so nobody would ever see it. And then they go, oh, well, we had it on the news. Well, I don't know about you, but who the fuck got
who's
a
watching
TV?
the news?
You're
Dude,
telling me the turnout.
I stream everything. I stream everything.
So here's
The
what I will
turnout
tell
sucks then.
you.
Yeah.
It is very well known that that what people consider the news is not television. It is actually social media. 99% of people think the news is social media. So they go there, whether it is the actual news station or you or me or this podcast or some other podcast, whatever. That's what people consider the news. They do not consider it turning on a TV and tuning in to.
They're like, oh, it was on ABC Action
one
News
has
or
live
whatever.
TV
I'm
anymore
sorry. I
No
don't,
one
I'm not listening to
They just
that.
don't.
I do it for a hurricane. That's about it.
I
You
would
know, I
like
turn
to,
on different.
No, and then we go to the Weather Channel.
I
We
would
don't
like
go
to
that.
bring
Yeah.
something up here too.
Okay.
While we're ending our show. We've so far have had 42 different local businesses on this show.
Yes, we have.
We've been doing this show for, I believe, just about a year. And
It's a
as
year in
well,
August.
we were getting
Yeah.
an average of about 2,800 views a week on this show. Now, first of all, I would like to, more than anything, thank my wife, Joanne Duran, for helping me make this happen.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Oh yeah, she's
This-
been instrumental in running the booth.
Intra-miserable's more like it.
Hey, it's been a good damn time. I'm not going to lie.
I want to thank everyone who supported us, Teo, myself, coming on the show, trusting us with their business, helping them help us grow. It's very, very terrific because not too many things get done like this. We're not doing this for money. We're doing this for love of our community. And that was what I told Teo. And he looked at me and he said, "You really want to do this?" And I said, "Yeah, I really want to do this." And he said, and he stepped in and
Oh, yeah.
and on top of it, you weren't feeling good back then.
No.
And he made the effort here, and I can't thank him enough. Andre,
Yeah.
And I
Andre
wait.
coming to the show, a lot of fun.
Thank you, bro.
And again, his story. We have to do a show about your story.
Yes, I'm
And
down.
now that it's been almost 2 years, Andre one day, maybe in August, will tell you his story.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you,
Oh, yeah.
him sitting here right next to us shouldn't be happening.
Nope.
I don't say that. And if you know me, I'm a pretty straight up guy. This guy should not be here right now. End of story. We've become great
Thank you,
friends.
Howard. Thank you.
So
I
with
do
that,
want to say this.
yes, darling.
I am so happy with the configuration of the show that we have right now.
Yeah.
We have really come a long way since we started. Howard and I started
Happy
like,
Bud.
Happy Buds like years ago. I'm probably
We
like
actually
thinking
used to stream my
3-4
band.
years ago.
We used
and
to stream my
streamed
band
our
12,
bands.
15
Oh,
years
yeah.
ago. And people didn't
And I
really
was in
wrap their
charge
heads
of
around
that.
it.
Right.
So
we had bands. We had the open mic.
Streaming
we had
open
karaoke
mics.
up in Philadelphia.
This was
13,
15 years
14,
ago.
Yeah.
15 years ago.
you know,
And I got to tell you, this is the best configuration I've ever had. Been blessed to produce.
if you would like to be on the show, we're going to take a 3-week break. We would love to hear about your business.
Vacation.
And then Joanne and I are taking a 2-week break, so we're hopping in for a few shows. and
30
hopping out.
years married.
Congratulations.
Oh man, happy Hot Tua Day.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're technically not married 30 years till November.
But we will
but-
celebrate
but
Hot
we're-
Tua Day.
We'll celebrate as much Hot Tua as
Um,
Howard can handle.
Again, I want to thank the people that come to the show too. They don't necessarily are a part of it on the front end, but on the back end. Danielle, of course, and also who is Pierre and Ali come all the time to the show. Kim stops by the show. And if you want your business to be highlighted on the show and you want to tell us your story, we want to grow with you in this neighborhood. This neighborhood is fantastic. And traveling all around the world, all I want to do is come back to Apollo Beach.
But I do love our trips to Europe.
I do like them, but,
so love them.
but coming home here, you wonder why. You don't have to wonder why you picked this place. It's beautiful. Anything you'd like to say goodnight, Captain, to?
Man, I just want to thank everybody for supporting us. We have an absolute blast doing this, and it's really cool to help the business. And I want to jump off on something that happened this week or last week, I guess it was, and address a little drama in the group. I just want to take like 3 or 4 minutes on this. So somebody posted about a bad AC experience and a quote, etc.
I missed that, by the way.
Okay,
I saw the
and it wasn't a bad post, right? It was very generic and very kind of evasive about naming the business, and said that they were quoted $11,000 to clean their AC, and they had a maintenance contract that they paid, I don't know, like $100 a month, $600 every 6 months for maintenance of their AC unit. And it had a bunch of mold, and then they recommended a UV light, whatever. And
red flag,
and I'm like, for the mold, talk to my buddy Donnie at Phoenix, because that's his specialty. He helped us out after the hurricane. Donnie Jordan at Phoenix Enterprise or Phoenix Services. Anyways, great guy. And I go for AC nights, because they're going to tell you whether or not you need a UV light and all that kind of stuff. And we had Lee on the show, and we talked about that. And the person came back with, well, what if I said it was nights? Or what would it surprise you if it was them? And I'm like, yeah. And then over the period, she actually named nights once, but 3 times or 4 times, I had some screenshots. It was alluded that it was nights, right?
They're a generic.
And I think people don't realize that as the admin and the creator of that group, with 17,000 people, is my phone starts to blow up at this point in time, right? People are like, God, did you see what they said about nights? Did you see what they said about nights? Well, in the meantime, I'm getting a message from my sister because she's not at home and my mom has collapsed. So we're trying to do the 911 thing to get my mom up. And we're making arrangements for my father-in-law who had passed away in November. And we just found out that the arrangements are now, the service is going to be this, and then we're selling a house. And so there's all this stuff going on. And I have work like blowing up, and I'm leaving town. And meanwhile, I got 30 or 40 phone calls about this.
You get paid for this too, right?
Oh yeah. I get paid a fortune. Not. And so I remove the post and I go, man, don't come here and spread a lie about it, because I know for a fact it's not nights, right? Don't know why it got named or whatever. Well, so I post on that, and then a guy goes, it was not a complete fabrication. I have the quote, and so. Now I'm pissed, right? And I'm like,
this is why I run an uncensored
I'm like,
group.
oh yeah, let that crap run. But I'm like,
I can't be part of
I'm
that.
like, then I want you to post a quote from Nights that shows it was this, and this. And then it comes back, and then the gal then this gal posts, it was not a fabrication. That was our quote. And so Lisa from Nights responded to her, and then she got shitty with Lisa going, this has nothing to do with you. Mind your own business. And Lisa's like, I own Nights. This is my business. And I got more emotional than I should have. And I want to apologize, because then the people that did, there was a screw up. It was a game of telephone. The son told the mom it was Nights when it wasn't. Mom then said it was Nights in her post. And it wasn't. And then they called and apologized. And by then I'd already like deleted them from the group, and
Rule of
and
thumb,
went off
don't
on
listen to
them.
your son.
And
right.
And
Very
it was
good.
really frustrating, because then, it's like, why are you here's my deal. I built that group and like this podcast to help and promote the small business. And people that know me, okay, I'm a raving ass, but
I love you.
But I will fight tooth and nail for the small person or my friends, bar none. And so while I want to apologize for overreacting on that post, you need to and I explained this to the
Spamming
gal.
is not allowed in this world.
You need to understand that you badmouth my friends and trusted services, and I knew it wasn't true.
They were here 2 weeks beforehand telling us the exact story not to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And because of that, I knew it wasn't
It was
true.
100% bullshit.
And it turns out it was somebody else.
Of course.
But by then it's already created a shitstorm. And
Sure
I think
did.
people don't realize that when you do that, even though it was a mistake, you blew my entire day. You know, I had over 100 freaking phone calls and messages about that post.
You see
And that
shirt?
takes
What
time.
Was the company that went to them spelled
No,
nights
no,
with an N?
no.
It was just
no.
a
It
misinterpretation.
was like Joe Blow Air or something. You know, I mean, it wasn't any of our trusted air
So it was
conditioning.
a completely different company.
Completely different company, and he had said it was nights, or she had read that as nights, or whatever. And it turns out it wasn't nights, had nothing to do with nights. And had they just come clean at the, and my point was when I pasted that first one and said, don't do it. And I said, show me the quote from nights. At that point in time, they should have jumped and said, whoa, this wasn't night.
Mistake.
Time out,
And
we
they
made a
didn't.
mistake.
They didn't. It took 5 or 6 hours for that to go.
And by then they've ruined somebody else's reputation. That's
Absolutely,
horrible.
because all these people are going, "What the hell?"
What?
You know.
And then
And
the
I'm that
chain
intermediate.
reaction.
I'm the intermediary guy, right? Because you know that you can call me and get an honest thing from me
Yes.
without me telling somebody else. You know, I'm
Specifically
kind of like
foods.
Switzerland. You
Yes.
know, I'm like Switzerland.
So I want to thank everyone
But
tonight,
thanks.
Tampa
Well,
Bay
wait,
Sports
we did-
Entertainment.
We
And
did have one thing because
What you got?
somebody said that they love getting, and this is Joel, said that they love getting the weather forecast from Teo. So I'm going to just go ahead and throw it out there. Right now, it feels like 89 degrees because it's hot
I
AF.
think Joel needs to get a the
Um,
storm is coming shirt though from me.
Joel might need
Yeah.
the storm is coming sharp, but tonight it's going to go down to overnight 76.
Meanwhile, it's like 1,000 degrees in New York and Philadelphia.
And Joel, I'll see you at 8:00, 7:30 in the morning for my Pop-Tart.
Oh, nice. The
It sounds like he
Pop-Tart.
has a business idea.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
nice.
I'm just saying. So
All right.
yeah,
Hey, thanks everybody for staying. I long-winded and anything else. So
We want to thank our friends Ali Serrano Portraits, also Pool Kings of Apollo Beach, the Flip Flop Shop, Web Ninjas, of course, coffee, and of course, most importantly, South Shore Cleaning and Supply. My boys do a and Tampa Bay Sports Entertainment
magazine and JD Coaching.
Thanks, guys. We'll see
and
you
the
in a few
new
weeks.
magazine is out tonight. Go to tbsportsmag.com. That's TB Sports Mag, T like Tampa, B like Bay, Tampa Bay, tbsportsmag.com. See the new issue. There's a ton of stuff in it.
Good,
Awesome.
Go Bucks, and
Good
again,
night.
good morning. Don't be a shitty person today for the next 3 weeks.
Awesome.
The Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration. Whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app, our team of